On this video, I'll cover our trip on the Caribbean Princess from Princess Cruise Line, the cruise line that made me fall in love with cruising. This is my first time back to the line since the pandemic. How have budget cuts affected the experience? Stay tuned. We're in Fort Lauderdale for a 7-day cruise on Princess Caribbean with my friend April and my parents who are sitting up front. My parents are big cruise people. This is actually my first time ever cruising with them. I'm here also with April, who is a Princess Cruise virgin, but she's a cruise veteran. How many cruises have you been on?
This will be number 19.
Wow.
19? Yes.
Well, you're close to us. We have been 60.
60 cruises?
Yes.
Princess was actually the first cruise ship line that I ever went on. This is my third time doing the Caribbean Princess. It's been a long time, so I'm really curious to see how the ship has changed and whether there's been any change in quality since the pandemic. We're in boarding group A, so we get to board first, and our boarding time is 11 to 11:30 a.m. It is 10:50, so we're a few minutes early.
You have Medallion? You're going to pick one up at the end of the wall.
We too.
I know. It's Larry.
Hey, Larry. So I left my medallion inside my luggage, which is what I'm going to be using throughout the cruise ship. So they're getting me a card so I can board the ship. After all that, I found my medallion in my backpack. Oh my gosh.
Do you want a picture?
We're boarding group number 8, and so far the groups are going really fast.
We're already on 2. We're in that boarding group where they're going to be like, it's going to take forever.
We're sorry. The ship is full.
Sorry guys, no room
You've
for
been
you.
bumped.
No room for you.
We are left alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Princess Cruises is very happy to welcome group number 8.
Come on, group number 8. Let's go.
And once again,
We waited 15 minutes. Not bad. Not bad, Princess. Out of every kind of trip that I've ever done, there's nothing as exciting as boarding a cruise ship.
Oh my gosh, it's the best moment.
Yep.
That's adorable.
My mom is really here.
Already dancing. No. He got low. He got low.
So we purchased the Princess Plus package, which includes gratuity, drinks, Wi-Fi, and some premium desserts. I'm not a drinker, but I'll drink lots of non-virgins and bottled water. The cost is $4.20, and so considering that includes Wi-Fi and gratuities, it is a pretty good deal. We were able to sign up for it at the bar. You can utilize your onboard credit if you wait until you get to the cruise ship to do it. Since we boarded early, we checked out the buffet for lunch. We would normally avoid this area on embarkation day due to how busy it gets. The last time I had been on this ship was in 2016, so the buffet was the first area I checked to see how bad the budget cuts were. I noticed a slightly smaller selection of food, but the quality was close to what I remember. I was just glad to see a lot of my favorites for breakfast still featured daily. We just had lunch and we went through the Medallion app on Princess and set everyone else up to be able to chat. Since I'm with April, it automatically put her in the chat, but I had to go in and manually send a friend request to my parents so we can locate each other on the ship and also chat with each other on the ship.
So that's how we open the door? Right there on the... Okay.
I think so.
That's bougie.
We're trying to locate our cabin and see if by chance our luggage is here early. It's 12:30, so I think we're still a little bit early.
It's all here.
So what's cool about the Medallion is that it works as a key, so I don't even really have to scan it. I'll just get close to the door and it opens up, and I just unlocked it. I didn't even have to scan it. This was my first time ever sailing in an inside cabin. The cabin style looked the same as I remembered in 2016, but I did notice that the televisions had been upgraded. The room had plenty of storage. In fact, it had more storage than the last hotel I stayed at recently. The cabin also had a fridge where the cabin attendant would bring us ice. The storage area was large and there was plenty of hangers available. There's also a laundry room with iron on each floor. My next cruise I'll be reviewing will be on Virgin Voyages, which has a lot less storage in the cabin. The bathroom was where I noticed some of the next budget cuts, as some of the things from past were missing, like bars of soap, which were limited in 2019. But don't you worry, if you're missing those bars of soap, this eBay seller has some ready to sell to you. I'm really glad that a lot of these cruise lines are getting away from having to do a physical muster drill where you have to bring your life vest downstairs. Here you just have to watch this video, and once you're done with the video, you have to go check in to the muster station. You don't have to bring your life vest. A new addition to the ships were these displays that they had all over that had all sorts of information about the ships, including different venue locations. Look how the boat moves.
Did it leave port back then? This is where we'll be at, out in the water.
Is it?
Oh shoot, that is so, yeah, because that's right here. We're docked and we're Everglades. And then as we go and the time passes by, we're out on the water. That is really well done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's so easy.
That was so easy.
The casino was fun and packed every night, but the smoke from cigarettes was just overwhelming. Since this is an older ship, the circulation system is not as good as some of the newer ships. The Crown Grill is the steakhouse on board. It used to be a part of our cruises, but the price has gone up from $25 to $39, and it's just not worth the cost for us anymore.
I'm supposed to spin them faster? I can't spin them any faster. This is for kids that can actually know how to do stuff. Oh, I'm supposed to be getting these things. No! Oh, I hit it. Coins collected 36. Does that do anything? Am I on the leaderboard for this cruise? I'm 1905th. Well then.
The International Cafe is the only food location open 24/7, and all the food you see here is free. Room service is also available, but it's best to avoid it after hours due to long wait times. Another area with long waits is sailor services on the first day. Unless it's absolutely necessary, it's best to come back a few days later. One area that sounds great in theory, but is poor in execution is the sanctuary, which is supposed to be an adults-only area. The pool is usually always busy, but the pool and lounge area suffer from lack of wind. There was also many complaints about lack of drink service in this area. One of the things that I absolutely loved was the cruise director staff, which I found to be very entertaining, and they had a great chemistry with each other.
My name is Jodie. I'm going to be your cruise director for the next 7 days. And myself and my wonderful team, we're going to make sure that we take care of you. My team here, we've got Conrad, Judy, Felipe, and to my side here we've got Emmanuel, DJ Sneddon, and Guido. Now folks, first of all,
We had dinner nightly at the Coral Dining Room at 6 p.m. with hopes of catching the 7:30 shows each night. Service times fluctuated from 45 minutes to almost 2 hours, causing us to be late sometimes. Flavor of the food, though, was always consistent. Here's everything that I liked. One dish that I just liked was this ginger coconut soup, which had too much ginger in it. Princess Theater hosts shows at 7:30 and 9:30 on most nights. We only saw one show called Bravo because we had already seen the shows Born to Be Wild and Broadway before. When it comes to comedians, we saw the absolute worst cruise comedian we had ever seen.
Makes you feel bad, sorry.
On a positive side, Alfred and Seymour were by far the funniest comedians we have ever seen on a cruise.
Coming in late. Maybe we should do the end of the show so y'all can see the beginning. Come on! You got to go check it out. Go deal with these people. Yeah, go see what's happening. Whoa! Take it, whoa! Wait! Don't forget your granddaughter. Hello!
On nights when the ship sails away from port late at night, they only have one show per night due to low attendance. This comedy duo played their second show of new material on a late sail away night. The show was standing room only. According to the cruise director, this was the first time ever that they had overcapacity for a late sail away show. They were that good. We're at a second showing of Alfred and Seymour comedy act. By far the best, the funniest comedy act I've seen on any cruise ship. We saw them a couple of nights ago and they're doing another show, and it is standing room only with like 15 minutes to go. Deal or No Deal was also packed and had the crowd up in a roar. If we were not at the Princess Theater at night, then we were usually at Explorers Lounge for entertainment that was usually hosted by the Fun Cruises Director staff. There was live music as well as different trivia and fun games that you can win some silly prizes. Often we were there just to enjoy the staff. What did you win?
I won this amazing booklet to write all of my documentation of what happened on the trip.
Every night at 10:30, the DJ played a great selection of dance songs at the Skywalker nightclub, which is located on the highest part of the ship on the 18th floor. Come here as the ship leaves each port for some of the most amazing views from the comfort of this air-conditioned lounge. We're calling the first day on the ship a wrap. Tonight we had dinner. Dinner was really good. Then we went to go see a comedian, which was not so good. But luckily the two shows that we saw afterwards were really fun, mostly because of the cast members. So it's been a long day. I'm gonna call it a night. Tomorrow we're going to the beach. Good morning. This is our first morning on the ship. April got up pretty early and she purchased a pass for the 7-day cruise from the spa. I believe it was $149, so it gives her access to the steam rooms and the scented rooms and stuff. So she's in there relaxing early on. I slept tremendously well. This is my first cruise in an inside cabin. I'm actually liking it. It's really hot outside and some of the cabins are, especially on an older ship like this, are having trouble with the AC according to the Facebook group. And so this room is really cold and it stays really dark, and so I slept really well. So I might have to consider that in the future when I'm considering inside cabin versus outside balcony. Today we're at Princess Cays. That's what the locals and staff calls it. It's spelled Princess Cays, C-A-Y-S. It's kind of like the beach island that Princess goes to. I've never been. So I'm curious to see how it compares to some of the other beach clubs that I've been to in other cruises. We're going down to the Coral Grill to get in line for the muster station. Got to get a ticket and catch the little shuttle boat down to Princess Cays.
Okay, you need tickets to go out. Just give me a second. I'm gonna grab some more tickets.
We are 10:57, whatever that means. So April, it's been 24 hours on your first Princess Cruise. What are your initial impressions?
I've had a lot of fun. So far, it seems pretty well organized. It has not seemed like the ship is full, that it's overcrowded, except for maybe the breakfast line a little bit this morning. But even that we were able to get around. It's been really good. The staff here is really great. The entertainment staff last night had me rolling, so it was good. Awesome. I can't wait to come back again. I will.
Any thought to that?
Mom, this is how many cruises you been on? 60?
But according to Richard, it's 60.
60.
And we don't have any complaint of any of the cruise that we have been done.
How are you liking this cruise?
This cruise is excellent. I love it, especially because I am sharing with my son.
This is our first cruise together.
Yeah.
Wow. In April, yeah.
They just had me as a I just invaded the family.
I'm waiting for the music.
Ooh.
We still got it.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
To 1100.
This must be a bigger shuttle than the last one.
As soon as you get off the Princess Cays, you see the first aid station, and then right to the right, there's going to be some lockers you can rent, and the restrooms are right when you get off the tender boat. There's a Tropical Treasures souvenir store in case you need to buy some stuff, clothing, stuff for the beach. Unless you get off the ship early here at Princess Cays, there's not going to be much free shade available. We're here at 11 o'clock and there's pretty much no shade available. If you have the drink package, it can be used at Princess Cays. That's a big difference from Carnival, which owns Princess Cruises, where the drink package can't be used on the island. Food on the island was your standard burgers and hot dogs and barbecue type foods, and pretty decent. One of the most talked about things in the recent memory for Princess Cruises is the changes to the Princess Plus package, which includes gratuities, drinks, Wi-Fi, and 2 premium desserts per day. And so these desserts are so outrageous, and we're gonna order them just to kind of test them out.
Oh my goodness. And a tiramisu. Oh my.
You ordered 2?
We're gonna fight. Just scrape it.
This dessert was actually really good. I can see myself eating 1, maybe 2 on a 7-day cruise, but not 2 every day. But how do you like the ice cream? Dad, how do you like the ice cream?
Excellent. Wow.
My parents have platinum status with Princess that gives them access to this nightly reception for top status passengers. They said the whole thing is a little bit lackluster. So last night, April ordered some food around 11:40. What was it?
It was 10:40.
10:40, and it never came. And she stayed up past midnight. And so today we ordered a pizza at 10 p.m. on the app. And after 40 minutes, 55 minutes, we checked with the restaurant, and they said it was going to be another 40 minutes. So there's nothing quick and instant.
I'll be stealing food tomorrow and storing it in the cabin like a pack rat.
This is by far my favorite spot on this Caribbean Princess ship in the Aft Pool. Not only do you have a pool, you have some shade from above, you have a bar that's never busy, the buffet is right behind me, there's bathrooms right behind me. It's just a really chill area and there's always space. Princess has often won Best Pizza on the Sea award. It's been a few years since I've had the pizza. If you like New York style pizza, it's very good. I do notice a slight decrease in quality, but it's still some of the best pizza on the sea. The Lotus Spa is one of 2 areas that is in desperate need of a facelift. I popped in to take a look and the place was dirty and there were plenty of things corroding that needed to be replaced. The gym is the second area that needs some love and attention. The AC barely worked in here and the weight machines in here are extremely outdated and rusty. They could replace some of the machines with better full body options. The ship was nicely decorated during 4th of July as well as Canada Day on July 1st. We're wrapping up our 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise on Caribbean Princess. It's been an amazing cruise for me. I just want to do a quick review, thoughts here with my friend April on the ship and the experience. Start with the ship first of all. This is really one of the oldest ships in the Princess fleet. It was one of the first ships that I sailed in, and the condition of the ships are still good to decent. I noticed, especially in the spa and the gym area, there's a lot of room for improvements, and one of the doors that I saw was just really nasty, full of rust. Overall, the ship, it needs some maintenance. There's some hot spots, lots of hot spots throughout the ship for me that made some evenings a little bit uncomfortable. I think that's a kind of an issue with most older ships. This interior cabin for us was very cold, and for me that was perfect. So I slept really well, and that was my biggest concern. I can deal with the heat issues throughout the ship, but at nighttime I need to sleep well. I know some people had issues with the cabins, but we didn't have any issues. April, any thoughts on the ship in the cabin?
I'm the same way. Like, the interior cabin stayed nice and cold, and that's all that really matters. I've been on a lot of ships too. For being an older ship, I actually thought this was a good size ship, because my very first cruise was on a Carnival ship that was an Inspiration class, or I don't remember the name of the class, but my first cruise was on a much smaller ship than this. So it's a very good size ship. It does need a little maintenance, maybe a dry dock for a little bit of refurbishing, but overall it was great. The hot spots were weird. I don't know if they were weird for you, but like, this hallway would be hot, but that staircase would be warm. It was almost like hit or miss on the hot spots. But overall, I liked the ship. I thought it was well decorated. For the most part, I was pretty comfortable during the cruise.
The ship has a classic cruise vibe. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the slides and all those different things, but it is a very traditional cruising experience if that's what you're looking for. Let's talk about the food. For me, food was excellent. 2 dishes that I can recall that I didn't care for. One was the Caesar salad, and then the second one was a cold coconut ginger soup that I took one taste and I just cannot stand. But the rest of the food for a cruise was really good and consistent. Your thoughts on the food?
The pizza, immaculate. I wanted pizza for days, and every time we walked by it, it smelled so good near the pizza place. The pizza was great. Last night was formal night, and we had a land and sea, which was a surf and turf. That was probably my favorite meal. And if you come on a Princess ship, the French onion soup. Do you agree?
We had it almost every night.
We had a lot of French onion soup.
It's really good.
So good.
Let's talk about service. This is one of the things that Princess, if you're coming on Princess, since it doesn't have the bells and whistles, you expect good food and you expect good service. I know there's been cuts because of the pandemic and staffing issues, and that's been evident. There's less staff, and there's still training a lot of staff. For me, the service was pretty much consistent except one area, and maybe April could probably talk better on that, what area that they failed miserably in.
But room service was something to be desired. We did not, let's preface this, we did not try room service in the morning or during the day. We only did it at night, because at night, there's not much open on the ship, especially after 10 o'clock. Our last show that we were going to would end, and there wasn't much to eat. At first, we didn't realize there was one place that was open. If you get on a Princess ship and it's after 10, go to the International Cafe, and they will have sandwiches and some pound cake and stuff. But we didn't realize that. At night, I ordered, what was it I ordered? A quesadilla. Never came. I fell asleep waiting for it to come. It was maybe like 2 hours later. That was, for me, really the only negative with the service. I could tell that the crew has worked hard and they are tired. This crew staff definitely, they work hard.
Based on some of the Facebook posts, like it seems like if you order room service before 10 p.m., you're going to get it at a decent time. But if you order after 10, you might as well just kiss it goodbye. It's going to take over 2 hours, and after a long day, do you really want to wait over 2 hours for a meal, or do you want to go to bed? So that was the big fail for us, and hopefully they improve on that. Let's talk about the entertainment. For me, I saw some of the highs and lows of any cruise for me. Comedians, I saw the very worst comedian I've ever seen on a ship, and I also saw the best comedian that I've seen on a ship. And I saw them twice, and it was a standing room only for their second show, so hopefully they bring them back. The production shows, we realized after the second one that I've seen these shows multiple times. These are the same shows they had 10 years ago. The production shows, I think Bravo, Broadway, and tonight it's Born to Be Wild. We're going to be skipping those because we've seen them before. But I've been thoroughly enjoyed by the entertainment staff and the cruise director. I think she's built one of the funnest groups that I've seen. They just have great chemistry and really good personalities. And I've enjoyed going to the daytime activity just to see the staff interact with everyone on board. So that's been the highlight for me, other than the second set of comedians. What about you for the entertainment?
Oh, I love trivia.
Yes, she does.
I do love trivia. I haven't won any trivia, but I certainly try. If you don't want to go to the production shows or even the comedians, it seems like the staff here has a constant flow of different kinds of game shows running, or like trivia events. The Explorers Lounge on board seems to have something going most of the day. And if not that, they have somebody playing music. We went to Latin night and went dancing. I thought the entertainment staff was great. I kind of want to give them shout outs now. Shout out to
Felipe,
Guido,
Felipe,
Judy, Jody,
Cocky,
Conrad.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Cocky.
Conrad. Cocky.
Judy is cocky. Yeah. So they were a great group. We really, honestly, we went to stuff just to like see them and hang out with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So just final thoughts for me. This is my 4th time on Princess and 3rd time on the Caribbean Princess. This was a 4th of July cruise, so it costs a lot more than normal. And it was my opportunity to sail with my parents, so that's why I was willing to pay the added cost for this sailing specifically on this ship. Otherwise, I would not pay how much I paid. So if I can get a good deal on the Caribbean Princess and this type of itinerary in the future, I would definitely jump on it because it's a really consistent experience. But I would not pay for it again. As expensive as it was, I can sail on a newer ship on Princess or any other cruise line. So I still highly recommend it. Just shop around. If you can get a really good deal, go for it. Final thoughts for you, April?
This is my first Princess cruise, and I've been on other lines. This is probably, what cruise did I say, 18 or 19? I would have to do the math. 19, yeah. 19 for me. And I have to say, I really enjoyed Princess. I can tell it's an older ship, and I have been on ships with more bells and whistles than this. But I think it was a good starting point for Princess. Like, if you're a new cruiser, I would absolutely book this ship. Just kind of get your feet wet and cruising before you go straight to the roller coasters and the water slides. But there's still a lot of fun things to do and kind of, like you said, experience that old-time cruising, you know?
Yeah, the traditional that's not around too much. We're about to go on another cruise in 2 weeks. We're doing the Virgin Voyages. How excited are you for that?
Brand new cruise line. Well, not brand new, but new for us and, well, new for me. And I'm really excited about it. Really excited. I've heard it's so different, so
be on the lookout for videos from both of us. This is April. She's just starting her channel. I'll put the link to her channel below. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video and then subscribe to the channel, as it really helps the channel grow. And again, just thanks for watching.